Hello everyone. Today we are going to take a look at the Tool panel in Premiere Pro. In the Editing workspace, you will find the Tools panel on the left side of the Timeline panel. This panel houses all the Premiere Pro's tools, and many of them can be accessed using keyboard shortcuts. Also, be sure to watch out for a small triangle in the bottom right corner of certain tools. It signals a drop-down menu with an additional tool stacked within the same square. Just click and hold to access them. Let's start with the Selection tool. It's your go-to for moving clips. If you press Alt and drag, you will make a copy of the clip. When you hold down Shift, it locks the movement horizontally. And if you use Command key, it inserts the clip. Back when I was learning Premiere Pro, I scratched my head and I couldn't move text layer as expected. Little did I know that you could use the Selection tool for this purpose. So keep that in mind. You can also trim clips by putting your cursor over an in or out point in the timeline. Your cursor turns red, and you can drag left or right to adjust the point. But be aware, trimming clips can leave gaps. That's where the Ripple Edit tool helps out, so you don't end up with empty spaces. Before we explain the Ripple Edit tool, let's watch 3 clips that I will use for the explanation, so watch closely. While the Ripple Edit tool may sound a bit sophisticated, it's really just a way of saying, I want to trim and close the gap. When you trim a clip to make it shorter, it leaves a gap. The Ripple Edit tool automatically closes the gap, making your editing smoother and more efficient. But honestly, most of us find it more comfortable to use the Q and W key to cut and remove parts. If you are interested in learning more about the Q and W keys, be sure to check out my tutorial video on shortcut keys. Let's talk about how to use the Rolling Edit tool. To use the Rolling Edit tool, we first need to trim the clips. I have prepared 2 clips and shortened the entire video. In the first clip, I cut it when the wolf faces the camera. And in the second clip, I cut it so the countdown starts from number 5. Select the rolling edit tool and place it between the clips. You will see two monitors on the left side showing the end of the first clip and the right monitor showing the beginning of the clip. Click and drag to see the difference. We also have shortcuts for both the revolve and rolling edit tools. Try moving the pointer to the end point and press Command. You will see the red arrow change to yellow. That's the ripple edit. Also, if you place the pointer between two clips and press Command, the arrow changes in both directions. This indicates you are doing a rolling edit. By the way, while this is one way to do a rolling edit, a more efficient method is to use trim mode. Press Shift T to enter trim mode. With the Option plus left and right arrow keys, you can also trim in this way. Next up is the rate tool. Usually, you can right-click to adjust the click speed. It's similar to adjusting the speed of the video. For example, setting it to 200% means the video will play at double speed. And the clip duration will shorten accordingly. Now, when you are editing video, sometimes you want to precisely adjust the speed to fit a specific duration. That's when you can choose this tool. Drag the in and out points. And the speed change is displayed as a percentage on the clip. So this is about 1.5 faster. And speaking of adjusting duration, I would like to introduce this feature. It's not directly related to the current topic, but it's a handy hotkey. For instance, let's say you have an adjustment layer and you want to extend it to the end. Usually, we can just simply drag it to the end until it snaps. But there is another way. First, select it with the pointer in red. Then move the playhead to the end. Simply press the End key. And finally, hit the E key. Press E key. You will see the adjustment layer extended. This function can come in handy from time to time, so keep it in mind. Next up is a remix feature. This one is a bit different, but somewhat similar to the rate stretch tool we discussed earlier. You can remix the music by using the remix option from the Essential Sound panel. Typically, when you want to remix music, such as turning a 1.5-minute song into a 30-second song, this tool comes in handy. However, it is easier to adjust the length of audio using this tool than doing it manually with the Essential Sounds panel. Next is the track selection tool. If you want to select all clips on the timeline, you can use the shortcut Command A. It's a quick way to select everything. However, sometimes you only want to select a portion. For instance, if you want to select clips to the left or right, this tool comes in handy. If you hold Shift, the arrow changes to a single arrow, allowing you to select by track. When you hold Shift and press A, the arrow reverses. And if you release Shift, your arrow switches to backward selection. To return to the forward selection, simply press A again. I know it might seem a bit confusing, but this is really good to know. Nothing more than that. So don't get stressed out. Next up is the razor tool. It's used for cutting clips. If you hold Shift and click, you can cut both video and audio at once. However, my preferred method is using the Command K shortcut. Press Command K, which cuts the clip based on the playhead position. It's more convenient, so keep that in mind. There are also the slip and slide tools. First, I cut a clip so that the countdown starts from number 5, essentially cutting it half. Now I'm going to use the slip tool. Using this tool, I can make the countdown start from number 10 and end at number 5. The slip tool doesn't change the clip's duration. Instead, it adjusts the in and out points within the original clip. Then there is slide tool, which allows you to move both the start and end points of the clip as a whole. Once again, the clips need to be trimmed, so I trim 3 clips. When you look at the screen, clip 2 remain unchanged, but the end of clip 1 and the start point of clip 3 change. And there is also the shape tool. In Premiere Pro, you can create simple shapes, although it's not something we often use. Typically, the shape tool comes in handy for masking. To explain easily, it allows you to define the area in a layer that you want to show using shapes. There are various other uses for masking, but we will cover those in later lesson. We have the hand tool and zoom tool. To be honest, I rarely use those tools in Premiere Pro. However, they tend to be more useful in After Effects, especially when dealing with the 3D workspace and the need to move the camera or position the monitor. Finally, we've got the type tool, often called the text tool. I'm guessing most of you already know about it. Plus, if you want to write text vertically, you can simply choose that option right here. That's all for today. I hope it's been helpful to you. We might not use all of these features, but having knowledge of them can be beneficial. So we've taken a look at each one. See you in the next video.